Creating content consistently, it can feel like you're just running on a treadmill that never, ever stops. But what if I told you that you could automate like 90% of it? We're going to dive into exactly that. How one creator built an entire content team with AI for less than you'd spend on a nice dinner out. Seriously. So, does this whole scenario sound familiar to you? You've got all these amazing ideas, you start off super strong, and then, well, life happens, right? You end up posting inconsistently, you lose all that momentum, and the pressure just starts to build and build. It's such a common story for creators, and honestly, it's a huge problem.
And this is where Sandy Lee comes in. I mean, look at this. Over 500,000 followers. You'd think she had everything completely figured out. But behind the scenes, it was a totally different story. She was dealing with classic creator burnout, trying to juggle all this content creation with a full-time job and her family. That whole cycle of starting and stopping, it was just completely exhausting for her.
So she realized she needed a system, something sustainable. And I'm not just talking about using some AI tool to help write a script here and there. No, her solution was way bigger. She envisioned a fully automated, totally coordinated team of AI agents that could handle the whole shebang, from the initial idea all the way to the final edit.
All right, so before we jump into the amazing solution, it's really, really important to get what problem she was trying to solve. Because this isn't just about being busy. It's about a very specific and, frankly, super frustrating cycle.
You know how it goes. It all starts with that initial spark of passion, right? You even see some growth, which is awesome. But then the daily grind of your job and your personal life kicks in, and the pressure becomes overwhelming. And what happens next? Inconsistent posting. That just kills your momentum. You start, then you stop, and you always feel like you're falling behind. Eventually, you hit a point where you realize, okay, what I need here is a system, not just more willpower.
And this is where the story gets really, really interesting. Because instead of going out and hiring a team of people, Sandy decided to build one from scratch using AI. Okay, so what's absolutely key to understand here is just how ambitious this project was. This was not about asking ChatGPT to write a blog post for her. The vision was to build an entire team of separate AI agents, where each one had its own specific job. They had to work together to collaborate on this complex workflow, kind of like a real marketing department.
So every team needs a leader, right? Or in this case, a central brain. The choice really came down to two main platforms. On one hand, you've got Claude Code. Think of it like a friendly AI assistant. It's great for simple tasks, it's easy to use, but it's pretty limited. For the kind of complex system she was building, with all these different pieces needing to connect, she needed the heavy hitter, Claude Code. You can think of this one as the senior developer on the team. It's powerful, it's secure, and it's built specifically for connecting all the different pieces together using its API. It's basically the engine that lets all the other agents talk to each other and to other programs.
Okay, so with that foundation in place, it was time to hire the team. So let's meet these digital employees that make this whole amazing system tick. So in this AI team, every single member has a super clear, defined role. First up, you've got the channel analyst. That's your strategist, always studying your brand and watching what your competitors are up to. Then there's the trend scout, who's basically your viral hunter, sniffing out those outlier ideas with massive potential. The script writer, that's your personal ghostwriter, turning those ideas into hooks and scripts that are ready to go. Then you've got an automated thumbnail designer, a video editor that plugs right into the script, and last but not least, a daily reporter that bundles everything up and delivers it right to you. Every single one is a specialist. So you might be wondering, how exactly does this trend scout find these amazing ideas? Well, it uses this really clever metric called an outlier score. And here's why it's so smart. It's not just looking for videos from huge creators that have millions of views. Instead, it's looking for videos, especially from smaller channels, that are doing way, way better than that channel's normal average. A score over 200, that's a huge signal that you might have a viral hit on your hands. The crazy part is, all of this hard work is happening completely automatically, behind the scenes. So what does the creator actually get at the end of the day? Well, it all comes together in this one simple but incredibly powerful daily dashboard. Imagine this. Every single morning, you get an email from your daily reporter agent. You click a link and it takes you to this personalized dashboard that basically serves up the day's best content package on a silver platter. You get the top 5 video ideas, all ranked by that outlier score we talked about. You get a fully scripted hook and intro written in your brand's voice. And you even get a bunch of thumbnail options to pick from. I mean, all the hardest parts of content creation, they're already done for you.
What this system does is create a totally new and just incredibly simple workflow. Step 1, you get the email. Step 2, you look over the plan. Step 3, you record your part. And Step 4, you just drop that raw footage into a folder. That's it. The AI video editor takes over from there. It gets rid of the ums and ahs, adds captions, and gets the whole thing ready to post. That creative bottleneck that slows everyone down, it's just gone.
So, okay, this system is obviously powerful, it's super efficient, but what about the cost? Because this is where the story takes a turn that is, frankly, mind-blowing. All right, let's just think about what it would cost to hire a human team to do all of this. You'd need a strategist to find the ideas, a social media manager to organize everything, a video editor to produce it. You'd be looking at a monthly bill that could easily hit $8,000. For a solopreneur, I mean, come on, that's just not going to happen.
So the $1 million question, or maybe the $84 question, how does the AI team stack up? What does this incredibly sophisticated multi-agent system actually cost to run every month?
$84. That's it. That's the entire monthly cost for all the software, all the API calls, everything you need to run this fully automated content factory. Look, this isn't just a small discount. This is a complete paradigm shift. What this does is give individual creators access to what used to be an enterprise-level content team for less than the price of a few fancy coffees. This is what makes AI a true, honest-to-goodness game changer. So that really just leaves us with one final thought, one question to chew on. After seeing this, you really have to ask yourself, what is that one task in your own life, that thing that seems impossible, too time-consuming, or way too expensive, that an automated AI team could finally make possible for you?